Welcome, dear traveler of the night. Tonight, we're going to explore what you cannot see. The invisible universe, the hidden cosmos that surrounds you right now, passing through your body, filling the space between stars, connecting galaxies across billions of light years. Most of the universe is invisible, not hidden by distance, not obscured by clouds, but fundamentally unseen, made of substances that don't emit light, operating on wavelengths your eyes can't detect, existing in dimensions you can't perceive. Yet these invisible forces shape everything, create galaxies, bend space, move through you at this very moment. Tonight, we'll journey through this hidden realm, gently, peacefully, learning the secrets of what cannot be seen. If you find comfort in these cosmic mysteries, consider subscribing to Sleepy Science Channel. We're here every night, making the invisible visible, but only enough to help you sleep. So close your eyes, let your breathing deepen, and let's begin our journey into the universe you cannot see. Let's begin. 95% of the universe is invisible to us, completely, utterly. We can't see it, can't touch it, can't detect it directly. Only 5% of the universe is the matter we know. Stars, planets, gas, dust, you. Everything you've ever seen, touched, or experienced is just 5% of reality. The rest, dark matter, dark energy. Invisible, unknown, yet absolutely real. Dark matter makes up 27% of the universe, nearly 6 times more than visible matter. It doesn't emit light, doesn't absorb light, doesn't reflect light. It's invisible by nature, not by accident, not by distance, by its fundamental properties. Yet we know it exists because we can see its gravity. Galaxies spin too fast. The visible matter isn't enough to hold them together. They should fly apart, but they don't. Something invisible is holding them. Dark matter, an invisible glue binding the cosmos. Dark energy is even more mysterious. 68% of the universe, more than twice as much as dark matter. It pushes galaxies apart, making the universe expand, accelerate, faster and faster, against gravity, against intuition. We discovered it by accident. In 1998, scientists measuring distant supernova expected to see the universe's expansion slowing, found it speeding up instead. Something invisible is pushing from everywhere, all at once. We call it dark energy. But we don't know what it is. You're swimming in dark matter right now. Literally, particles passing through you, billions per second, through your body, through Earth, through everything, without interacting, without stopping. Like ghosts, you don't feel them. They don't feel you. Different physics, different rules, but they're real. Their gravity shaped the galaxy you live in, made your solar system possible. Made you possible, invisible, essential, everywhere. Between galaxies lies the cosmic web, invisible filaments of dark matter, stretching across billions of light years, like a spider's web, but cosmic, immense. Galaxies form along these filaments, like dewdrops on threads. The web is invisible, but we can map it by observing how light bends around it. Gravitational lensing, the invisible made visible through its effects. The universe has structure, hidden architecture, dark matter scaffolding, holding everything in place. Dark matter particles might be WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles, or they might be ixions, or sterile neutrinos, or primordial black holes. We don't know. Scientists have built detectors deep underground, waiting for a dark matter particle to collide with normal matter. waiting for decades. So far, nothing, or maybe something. Results are ambiguous, disputed. The invisible universe keeps its secrets, even from those searching carefully. Dark energy might be vacuum energy, the energy of empty space itself. Quantum field theory predicts it, but calculates it wrong, off by 120 orders of magnitude. The worst prediction in physics. Yet dark energy exists, does something, pushes, accelerates. We measure its effects precisely, but don't understand its cause. The universe is expanding, faster now than 1 billion years ago, faster tomorrow than today. Space itself is growing invisibly, everywhere, carrying galaxies apart. In 10 billion years, distant galaxies will vanish, not die, just move beyond visibility. Space expanding faster than light can cross it. They'll slip over the cosmic horizon, forever unreachable. Future civilizations will see fewer galaxies, a lonelier universe. They might never discover dark energy, because the evidence will be gone, expanded away. We're lucky, living when the universe still shows its secrets, before they disappear into invisible distance. Timing matters, in cosmology, in life. Light is just a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light tread to violeties 1 octave, 1 doubling of frequency. But the spectrum extends infinitely. Radio waves, kilometers long. Gamma rays smaller than atoms. You see 1 octave. The universe performs in infinite octaves. Most of reality is invisible to human eyes, not because it's far away, because your biology can't detect it. Evolution shaped your eyes for survival, not for understanding the cosmos. Infrared light is heat. You can't see it, but you feel it. Everything warm emits infrared. Your body, your pet, the ground. Night vision goggles detect infrared, turning heat into visible images. The universe glows in infrared. Dust clouds, forming stars, distant galaxies. If you could see infrared, the night sky would never be dark. Heat everywhere, glowing, invisible to your eyes, but real, radiating, constant. Ultraviolet light is beyond violet, higher energy, shorter wavelength. The sun emits it, dangerous, skin damaging. Earth's ozone layer absorbs most of it, protecting life, but some gets through, enough to tan skin. To produce vitamin D, bees can see ultraviolet. Flowers have UV patterns, guiding pollinators. To a bee, flowers look completely different. Patterns invisible to you, obvious to them. The invisible shapes behavior, guides evolution, structures ecosystems, without anyone seeing it. X-rays pass through soft tissue, but not bone, not metal. That's why doctors use them. Invisible radiation, showing hidden structures. The universe emits X-rays to black holes, neutron stars, supernova remnants. X-ray telescopes orbit Earth above the atmosphere, which blocks X-rays. They reveal a violent universe, matter spiraling into black holes, heated to millions of degrees, emitting X-rays. If you could see X-rays, black holes would glow brightly, fiercely, the most violent objects visible through invisible light. Radio waves are longer than your arm, some longer than mountains. Set the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, listens to radio waves, hoping to hear alien broadcasts. So far, silence, or at least nothing clearly artificial. But natural radio fills the universe. Pulsars, quasars, Jupiter. Jupiter emits powerful radio bursts, louder than the sun. If you had a radio telescope instead of eyes, Jupiter would outshine everything. Brighter than any star, an invisible lighthouse, broadcasting constantly. The cosmic microwave background is everywhere. Radiation from the Big Bang itself, stretched by expansion. From visible light to microwaves, it fills the entire universe, uniform nearly. Tiny fluctuations. These fluctuations became galaxies, seeds of structure. The CMB is baby picture of the universe. 380,000 years after the Big Bang. It's invisible to your eyes, but old TV's static. About 1% of it is the CMB. You've seen the Big Bang on analog televisions without knowing it. Neutrinos are ghost particles, barely there, almost massless. They pass through everything. Trillions pass through you every second, from the sun, from cosmic rays, from nuclear reactions in Earth's core. You don't notice. They don't notice you. To a neutrino, solid matter is mostly empty space, and it travels through that space, unimpeded, unbothered. Detecting neutrinos requires massive tanks, deep underground, waiting for rare interactions. One neutrino in billions hits something, leaves a signal. The invisible occasionally becomes visible. Through patient observation, the sun's core produces neutrinos from nuclear fusion. They escape immediately. No waiting, no delays. Photons, light particles, take 100,000 years to escape the sun, bouncing, scattering, slowly working outward. But neutrinos leave instantly. Through the sun, through space, through Earth, through you. 8 minutes after production, solar neutrinos reach Earth. The light you see left the sun's surface 8 minutes ago, but was produced 100,000 years earlier. Neutrinos show you the sun's present. Light shows you its past. Time is complicated when nothing can be seen directly. Gravitational waves are ripples in space-time itself, not waves through space. Waves of space, stretching and compressing, caused by massive accelerating objects, colliding black holes, merging neutron stars. They travel at light speed, invisibly, stretching everything slightly. In 2015, LIGO detected them for the first time. Laser Interferometer, Gravitational Wave Observatory, 2 detectors, Louisiana and Washington. Both detected the same signal, black holes colliding, 1.3 billion light-years away. Space itself rang like a bell, and we heard it, finally, after a century of searching. When gravitational waves pass through you, you stretch and compress, slightly, imperceptibly, less than the width of a proton, but measurably, with sensitive enough instruments. Right now, gravitational waves from distant collisions are passing through you, squeezing you horizontally, stretching you vertically, then reversing. You don't feel it, too small, too gentle, but it's happening. The universe is dynamic, even its fabric. Space-time itself waves, ripples, breathes, invisibly, constantly. Magnetic fields fill the universe, invisible but powerful. Earth's magnetic field protects you, deflecting solar wind, preventing atmospheric erosion. Without it, Earth would be like Mars, dry, barren, airless. You can see Earth's magnetic field indirectly through auroras, charged particles following field lines, colliding with atmosphere, glowing green and red. The invisible becomes visible through interaction, through effects. The sun has a magnetic field, twisted, complex, driving solar flares, coronal mass ejections, space weather, all from invisible magnetic forces. The Milky Way has a magnetic field, weak but vast, stretching across the entire galaxy, aligning interstellar dust grains. We map it by observing polarized starlight, light twisted by aligned dust. The field follows spiral arms, shapes, star formation, channels, cosmic rays, an invisible architecture, guiding matter, energy, evolution. Galaxies are not just gravity and gas, they're magnetic ecosystems, invisible wires connecting stars, invisible currents flowing through space. Cosmic rays are not rays, they're particles, protons, atomic nuclei, traveling near light speed, striking Earth constantly. About one cosmic ray particle hits every square centimeter, every second. Right now, cosmic rays are hitting you, passing through you. Some cause mutations, rarely. Some flip bits in computer memory, causing glitches. Most do nothing, just pass through, invisible, energetic, ancient. They come from supernova, exploded stars, accelerated by shockwaves, traveling for millions of years through invisible magnetic fields, reaching Earth, reaching you. The universe is full of invisible matter between stars, interstellar medium, hydrogen gas, too cold to glow, dust grains, molecules. It fills 99% of a galaxy's volume, but only contains a few percent of its mass. Extremely diffuse, better vacuum than any laboratory can create. Yet it matters. Stars form from it. It blocks starlight, creates dark nebulae, invisible pillars. The space between stars is not empty. It's full, just invisible, dark, patient, waiting to collapse into new stars. Dark nebulae are clouds too dense to see through. Not glowing, just blocking. The Horsehead Nebula, Barnard 68. Black silhouettes against starry backgrounds. Invisible matter, made visible by what it hides. Inside these clouds, stars are forming right now, hidden, growing, collapsing under their own gravity, heating up. When they ignite, they'll blow away the cloud, reveal themselves. But for now, invisible, gestating, the universe, creating, in darkness, in privacy. Brown dwarfs are failed stars, not massive enough to sustain fusion. They glow faintly in infrared, invisible to the eye. There might be trillions in the Milky Way, undetected, uncounted, floating between stars, too dim to see, too small to shine. Not planets, not stars, something in between. The universe doesn't have clear categories. Nature is continuous, gradients, not boundaries, and most of that gradient is invisible to us. Rogue planets drift through space, ejected from their star systems. No sun to orbit, wandering, freezing, dark. They're invisible unless they pass in front of a star, briefly blocking light. Microlensing estimates suggest there are billions, maybe trillions, in the Milky Way alone. More rogue planets than stars, drifting, invisible, silent, each one possibly harboring life. In subsurface oceans, heated by tidal forces or radioactive decay, life in permanent darkness, never knowing a sun, never seeing stars, but alive, hidden in the invisible universe. Primordial black holes might exist, formed in the Big Bang's first second, not from collapsed stars, from density fluctuations. In the early universe, they could be tiny, smaller than atoms, or large planetary mass, and invisible, only detectable by their gravity. Some scientists think primordial black holes are dark matter. Enough of them, with the right mass, could explain everything, but we haven't found one. They're hypothetical, possible, but unseen. The universe might be full of tiny black holes, invisible even to gravity wave detectors, just there, warping space, holding galaxies together. passing through Earth, through you, unnoticed. The vacuum of space is not empty. Quantum field theory tells us this. Empty space seethes with virtual particles, popping into existence, annihilating instantly. Matter and antimatter pairs, created from nothing, destroyed before they violate energy conservation. They exist for 10 to 21 seconds, too brief to measure directly, but their effects are real, measurable. The Casimir effect proves it. Two metal plates in vacuum attract slightly because fewer virtual particles fit between them. The vacuum pushes them together. Empty space has structure, pressure, energy. Nothing is never truly nothing. Antimatter is matter's mirror twin. Same mass, opposite charge. An antielectron is a positron. An antiproton is, well, an antiproton. When matter meets antimatter, they annihilate. Total conversion to energy, E equals mc. Pure efficiency. No waste, no residue, just light, gamma rays. The most powerful explosion possible, pound for pound. 1 gram of antimatter meeting 1 gram of matter releases energy equal to the Hiroshima bomb. Invisible particles, unimaginable power. Antimatter exists naturally in small amounts. Positrons from radioactive decay, cosmic ray collisions. Your body produces antimatter from potassium-40 in your bones. About 180 positrons per hour. They annihilate immediately with electrons. Flash of gamma rays, harmless, brief. You're a tiny antimatter factory, invisible, constant. Every banana contains antimatter too, from potassium. 1 positron every 75 minutes. The universe is full of tiny annihilations, happening constantly, invisibly, all around you. But the universe is matter-dominated. Almost no antimatter. After the Big Bang, equal amounts existed. Matter and antimatter. They should have annihilated completely, leaving only light, but a tiny asymmetry existed. 1 extra matter particle for every billion matter-antimatter pairs. Everything annihilated, except that excess. That leftover is everything. Stars, galaxies, you. We don't know why the asymmetry existed. One of physics' deepest mysteries. Why does anything exist at all? The invisible universe almost deleted itself, but didn't. You owe your existence to an invisible imbalance. Quantum mechanics rules the invisible realm. At atomic scales, particles don't have definite positions until measured. They exist in superposition, all possible states at once. Wave and particle, here and there, spinning up and down. Observation collapses the wave function, forces one reality. But before that, the particle is truly everywhere, nowhere, both. The invisible universe is probabilistic, not deterministic. Reality is fuzzy at the smallest scales. Until you look, then it crystallizes. Your observation creates reality. In some interpretations, the universe is participatory, not passive. Quantum entanglement connects particles invisibly across any distance. Measure one, and you instantly know the other's state, even light years apart. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. He didn't like it, but it's real. Experimentally verified. Information doesn't travel between them. No signal, no communication. They're just connected, part of one system. The universe is non-local. Particles separated by space remain linked, invisibly, fundamentally. Distance is an illusion. At quantum scales, everything is entangled with everything. You're entangled with the universe, invisibly, inseparably. Asterisk, asterisk. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle limits knowledge, fundamentally, not technologically. You cannot know both position and momentum precisely. Measure one accurately, the other becomes uncertain. It's not about measurement tools. It's reality itself. The universe has fundamental fuzziness, built-in, unavoidable. Particles don't have precise positions and speeds. Simultaneously, they're clouds of probability. The invisible universe is uncertain, not because we're ignorant, because nature is reality, is fundamentally indefinite at small scales, before observation, before interaction. The cosmos is less solid than it appears. Quantum tunneling allows particles to pass through barriers. Impossibly, a particle facing a wall might tunnel through without breaking it, without having enough energy, right? Probability says usually they can't, but sometimes they do. Quantum probability allows the impossible, rarely but consistently. Nuclear fusion in the sun requires tunneling. Protons tunnel through electromagnetic repulsion, fuse, release energy. Without tunneling, the sun wouldn't shine, stars wouldn't burn. You exist because particles can do the impossible, invisibly, probabilistically. The universe runs on quantum miracles. The Planck scale is reality's pixel size, 1.6 times 10 to 35 meters. Smaller than that, space-time itself becomes quantum, foamy, uncertain. Distance loses meaning. Time loses sequence. It's the universe's resolution limit. Below this, physics breaks. Our equations fail. We don't know what happens there. Quantum gravity, unification. Maybe strings vibrate. Maybe loops of space-time. Maybe something stranger. The invisible universe has a bottom layer where everything dissolves into uncertainty. Even space and time become invisible, abstract, undefined. Extra dimensions might exist beyond the three of space, one of time. String theory predicts 10 dimensions, or 11, depending on version. Where are the extra 6? Curled up, compactified, so small we can't see them, smaller than atoms, smaller than quarks. At every point in space, 6 extra dimensions curl, invisibly, undetectably. Like a garden hose, from far away, it's one-dimensional. Up close, it's a tube, 2 dimensions. Our universe might be like that, appearing 3-dimensional from our perspective, but actually 9-dimensional, or 10. Most of reality is perpendicular to perception, invisible by geometry. Dark matter might be extra-dimensional, existing partly in our dimensions, partly in others, interacting only through gravity, which affects all dimensions. That's why we can't detect it directly. It's mostly elsewhere, but its gravity reaches us through the dimensional boundary. This is speculation, not proven, but possible. The invisible universe might be invisible because it's sideways. From our perspective, in directions we can't point, can't turn, can't perceive, reality might be vastly larger, with most of it hidden, not by distance, by dimensionality. Asterisk, asterisk. The cosmological constant is vacuum energy density. Einstein introduced it, then called it his greatest blunder. But it might be real. Dark energy, the energy of empty space itself, pushing galaxies apart. It's incredibly tiny, about 10 to 9 joules per cubic meter. Less than 1 atom's worth of energy in a cube, a meter wide. But space is vast. Multiply tiny energy by infinite space. You get the universe's dominant component. Most of reality is the nothing between things, the invisible fabric, pushing, expanding. Space itself is the most important thing in space. Hawking radiation makes black holes evaporate slowly, invisibly. Virtual particle pairs form at the event horizon. One falls in, one escapes. The escaping particle is real radiation. The infalling particle has negative energy. The black hole loses mass gradually over eons. Small black holes evaporate faster, eventually exploding. But stellar mass black holes take 1,067 years, far longer than the universe's age. We've never seen Hawking radiation to faint, to slow, but mathematically inevitable. Even black holes aren't permanent. The ultimate invisible dissolves into the invisible. Eventually, asterisk, asterisk, the information paradox puzzles physicists. Black holes destroy information. Apparently, quantum mechanics says information is never destroyed, just scrambled, preserved. But black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation, random, thermal. Where does the information go about what fell in? Seems lost, contradiction, crisis. Some think information encodes on the event horizon, holographically. Others think it leaks out in radiation, subtly. Others think the contradiction reveals deeper physics, new understanding. The invisible universe has paradoxes, unsolved. Fundamental reality might be more strange than equations suggest. The holographic principle states reality is two-dimensional. At the boundary, all information in a volume is encoded on its surface. Like a hologram, the universe might be a hologram projected from a distant boundary. We experience 3 dimensions, but it's all information on a 2D surface, at the edge of the observable universe, or at black hole horizons. This is speculative, theoretical, but taken seriously. The invisible universe might be flatter than it appears, literally, fundamentally. Depth might be an illusion, projected, emergent, not real, asterisk, asterisk. Time might not be fundamental. It might emerge from something deeper. Quantum mechanics is timeless. The Schrödinger equation doesn't prefer a direction. Time's arrow comes from entropy, from disorder increasing. But at quantum scales, time is symmetric, reversible. The invisible universe might be timeless, past and future equally real, equally accessible. Our perception of flow is psychological, biological, not physical. The invisible universe doesn't age, doesn't progress, it just is. All moments existing simultaneously, we move through them, experience, sequence. But the cosmos is static, 4-dimensional, unchanging, asterisk, asterisk. Quantum decoherence explains why we see one reality, not superposition. Particles interact with environment constantly. Superpositions collapse into definite states, not from observation, from interaction. The universe observes itself constantly, everywhere. Decoherence is why cats are not both alive and dead. Why you experience one world, not many. But in other interpretations, both exist. Different branches, parallel universes. The invisible universe might contain every possibility, actually realized in separate branches. Every quantum measurement splits reality, creates new timelines. Invisibly, you might have countless copies in invisible parallel worlds, living different lives. Asterisk, asterisk. The many worlds interpretation takes superposition seriously. All outcomes happen. Schrödinger's cat is alive in one universe, dead in another, both real, both continuing. When you measure a particle's spin, the universe splits. One copy sees up, another sees down. Both versions of you are real, in separate branches. The invisible universe is a branching tree, exponentially vast. Most of reality is other versions of reality, forever inaccessible. You can't visit parallel worlds. They're separated not by space, but by quantum state, by history. The invisible universe multiplies constantly, creating infinity from possibility. Asterisk, asterisk. The zero-point energy is everywhere. Even at absolute zero, particles still jiggle. Quantum fluctuations, irreducible. You can't freeze motion completely. Uncertainty principle forbids it. Even the coldest place has energy, vibrating, fluctuating. The universe never rests, at any scale, at any temperature. Absolute stillness is impossible, forbidden by quantum mechanics. The invisible universe is restless, forever. Fundamentally, even nothing shimmers, with potential, with possibility. Rest is an illusion. Motion is eternal. Asterisk, asterisk. Bose-Einstein condensates are matter waves, macroscopic quantum objects, cool atoms, near absolute zero. They merge, lose individual identity, act as one quantum system, all atoms in the same state. Quantum effects become visible. At large-scale superfluidity, zero viscosity, crawling up walls, defying gravity, light slowed to walking speed. Through condensates, the invisible quantum realm becomes tangible. In these extreme states, matter behaves like waves, particles like clouds. Boundaries blur between distinct and unified, individual and collective. The universe's fundamental strangeness reveals itself when you cool it enough, slow it enough, watch carefully enough. Asterisk, asterisk. Phonons are sound particles, not really particles, but treated as such. Vibrations in crystal lattice, quantized, like photons. You can't see phonons, but they carry heat, conduct electricity. In some materials, phonons and electrons interact, creating strange properties: superconductivity, zero resistance, electricity without loss. It requires quantum coordination, electrons forming Cooper pairs, mediated by phonons. The invisible cooperation of quantum particles creates macro miracles. Your smartphone uses these effects in processors, memory chips. The invisible universe is not academic, it's practical, technological, in your pocket, right now. Asterisk, asterisk. The Higgs field fills all space, invisible, omnipresent. It gives particles mass through interaction. Photons don't interact with it, stay massless, travel at light speed. Electrons interact weakly, gain small mass. Quarks interact strongly, gain larger mass. Mass is not intrinsic, it's interaction with an invisible field. The Higgs boson is an excitation of this field, discovered in 2012 at CERN. Creating one requires tremendous energy. The Large Hadron Collider, the invisible field, becomes briefly visible through its particle, then decays back to invisibility, but the field remains everywhere, giving you mass, making you solid, making you you. Asterisk, asterisk. Gluons hold quarks together inside protons, neutrons. But gluons are invisible, confined. They can't exist freely, only between quarks. Try to separate quarks. The gluon field stretches, gets stronger, eventually snaps, creates new quarks from energy. Quarks are never alone, never free, always paired or tripled. This is confinement, quantum chromodynamics. The strong force is strange, gets stronger with distance. Unlike any other force, the invisible glue holding matter together is trapped inside forever. You'll never see a gluon or a lone quark. They're permanently invisible by nature, not by technology. Asterisk, asterisk. Virtual photons mediate electromagnetism between charged particles. They're not real photons. Don't satisfy energy-momentum relationship. They exist briefly in quantum uncertainty, then vanish, but they transmit force. Every electromagnetic interaction, every push, every pull, mediated by virtual photons, invisible, unmeasurable, directly. But their effects are real. The force between magnets, the repulsion between electrons, transmitted by particles that don't exist. In the normal sense, the invisible universe uses impossible particles to create real forces. Reality is stranger than visibility suggests. The W and Z bosons mediate weak force, responsible for radioactive decay. They're massive. Unlike photons, unlike gluons, they exist briefly before decaying. But during that time, they transmit force, change particle types. Neutrons decay through W bosons, becoming protons, electrons, neutrinos. Nuclear fusion in stars requires weak force to transmute elements, release energy. Without weak force, no sunshine, no life. These invisible particles, existing for 10 to 25 seconds, make the universe work, make stars shine, make you possible. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum chromodynamics is the strong force theory. Quarks and gluons, color charge, not actual color. A quantum property, red, green, blue. Quarks carry color. Gluons carry color and anticolor. They exchange constantly, binding quarks. The math is complex, nonlinear, self-interacting, solved only by supercomputers. Approximately, we understand it mathematically, but can't visualize it. The invisible universe operates on rules. We can write, but not picture. Your intuition evolved for visible macroscopic world, not quantum realm, not invisible forces. Trust the math. When vision fails, asterisk, asterisk, the quantum vacuum is a sea of virtual particles, fleeting, energetic. Zero-point energy pervades space, even at absolute zero. Some propose extracting this energy, vacuum energy, free power, but it's forbidden by thermodynamics. You can't extract energy from the ground state. Nowhere lower to fall. The universe is at its minimum here, locally. Vacuum energy is real, but not harvestable, not with known physics. The invisible universe tantalizes infinite energy, right there, but untouchable. Like seeing food through glass. Present, but separated. Physics has limits, hard boundaries. The invisible doesn't always become accessible. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum computers use superposition, bits in multiple states simultaneously. A qubit is 0 and 1 until measured. N qubits represent 2 n states at once. Exponential parallelism, invisible calculation. In superposed states, solving problems classical computers can't in reasonable time. But maintaining superposition is hard. Decoherence destroys it. Quantum computers need extreme isolation, cold, shielded. The invisible universe is fragile, easily disturbed. Observation collapses it. Interaction erases it. We're learning to harness quantum invisibility, gently, carefully. The future of computing might be invisible, quantum, probabilistic, asterisk, asterisk. Dark matter halos surround galaxies, invisible spheres, extending far beyond visible stars, 10 times the diameter. The Milky Way's dark matter halo contains most of its mass, but we can't see it, only infer it from stellar motions. Stars orbit too fast in the outer galaxy. Visible matter can't hold them. They should fly away, but don't. Dark matter provides extra gravity, invisible anchor. Our galaxy is mostly invisible. What we see, stars, gas, dusties, minority, decorations on dark scaffolding. The universe builds from invisible foundation upward. Visibility is bonus, not requirement. Galactic rotation curves reveal dark matter. Plot orbital velocity versus distance. For visible matter, velocity should decrease. Farther out, like planets, Mercury orbits faster than Neptune. But galaxy rotation curves are flat. Stars move at constant speed, no matter how far out. This defies visible matter distribution, requires invisible mass distributed in a halo. Dark matter saves Newton's laws or reveals our ignorance. Either the invisible exists or gravity works differently. On galactic scales, most physicists bet on dark matter, invisible but present, the conservative choice. The radical alternative is modifying gravity itself. Modified Newtonian dynamics Montrealinge's dark matter proposes gravity behaves differently at very low accelerations. No dark matter needed, just different physics. It fits rotation curves well, remarkably well for spiral galaxies, but fails for galaxy clusters and gravitational lensing. Most evidence still favors dark matter. MOND is minority view, but science welcomes challenges, tests assumptions. Maybe both are partly right. Dark matter exists and gravity changes. The invisible universe might be stranger than either model alone. Truth often lies between extremes, or beyond them entirely. Asterisk, asterisk. Gravitational lensing bends light around massive objects. Einstein predicted it. General relativity. Mass warps space-time. Light follows curved space. In 1919, Arthur Eddington observed it. During solar eclipse, starlight bent around sun, made Einstein famous, proved relativity. Now we use it to map invisible matter. Dark matter bends light, just like visible matter. We can't see the dark matter, but we see what it does to light. Background galaxies, distorted, stretched, arc-shaped, multiple images, sometimes, Einstein rings, crosses. The invisible universe reveals itself through its effects, its distortions, like wind through trees. You don't see wind, but you see branches move. Asterisk, asterisk. The bullet cluster proves dark matter exists. Most physicists agree. Two galaxy clusters collided, 3.8 billion light-years away. Visible matter hot, gas collided, slowed down, heated, glowed in X-rays. But most mass passed through, unimpeded, invisible. Gravitational lensing reveals it. Dark matter halos, separated from gas. They didn't collide. Dark matter doesn't interact, even with itself, much. It passed through like ghosts, each cluster's dark matter continuing. The visible and invisible separated in space. Clear proof. Matter that doesn't interact with light or itself, only gravity. The bullet cluster is smoking gun. Dark matter is real. Dark energy was discovered by studying supernova. Type Ia supernova. Standard candles. They have consistent brightness, known luminosity. Compare observed brightness to known brightness. Calculate distance. In the late 1990s, two teams observed distant supernova, expected to measure cosmic deceleration. Gravity slowing expansion, found acceleration instead. The universe expanding faster over time. Completely unexpected, revolutionary. Nobel Prize in 2011 for discovering dark energy. The invisible force pushing galaxies apart, dominating cosmic evolution, fighting against gravity, and winning. Asterisk, asterisk. The universe's expansion is accelerating, has been for 5 billion years. Before that, gravity dominated, slowing expansion, matter and dark matter pulling together. But as the universe expanded, matter density decreased. Dark energy density stayed constant per unit volume. As space grows, more dark energy. Eventually it dominated, overcame gravity. Now space expands exponentially, eventually doubling every 10 billion years. Galaxies beyond our local group will vanish over cosmic horizon, unreachable forever. The invisible force is shaping cosmic destiny, determining the universe's end. Cold, dark, empty, isolated. Asterisk, asterisk. The cosmological horizon limits visibility. Not just theoretically, practically. Light from beyond can't reach us, ever. Space between us expands faster than light. Currently, about 46 billion light-years away, growing. Beyond that, invisible, fundamentally, not because light hasn't arrived yet, because it never will. The universe might be infinite, but we can only see finite portion, an island of visibility, in an ocean of invisibility. Other islands might exist, other observable universes, never touching ours, each one thinking it's alone. In the darkness, asterisk, asterisk, the Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space. It was space itself expanding from infinite density, everywhere at once. No center, no edge. Every point expands from every other. In the first 10 to 35 seconds, inflation, space expanded exponentially, faster than light, by factor of 1026 or more. Regions of space separated, beyond communication, forever. This creates the horizon problem. Why is the universe so uniform? Different regions never touched, but they look identical. Same temperature, same structure. Inflation explains it. By making everything visible once connected, briefly, then separated by invisible distance. Causally disconnected, but identical, frozen from earlier contact. Inflation is driven by the inflattened field, hypothetical, invisible, a scalar field, in false vacuum. High energy state, unstable. It slowly rolled to true vacuum, releasing energy, causing exponential expansion. Then reheated universe, created matter and radiation from field energy. Inflation is not proven, but explains many observations. Universe, flatness, horizon problem, absence of magnetic monopoles, all solved by invisible field, existing for tiny fraction of a second, then vanishing, job done. Most of the universe was created by invisible temporary field, unknown composition, unknown dynamics. We infer it from effects. Pattern of cosmic microwave background, large-scale structure. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum fluctuations during inflation became galaxies. Tiny variations in inflated field, quantum uncertainty, stretched by inflation to cosmic scales. These became density variations. In early universe, denser regions attracted more matter. Gravity amplified differences over billions of years, became galaxies, clusters, superclusters. Everything we see, started as quantum randomness, invisible fluctuation, magnified YD times by inflation. You exist because of quantum uncertainty in an invisible field 13.8 billion years ago. The invisible universe created visible structure from nothing, from fluctuation, from probability. Asterisk, asterisk. The cosmic microwave background has patterns, anisotropies, slightly warmer spots, cooler spots, by 0.001%. These patterns match quantum predictions perfectly, specific statistical distribution expected from inflation. This is powerful evidence for invisible quantum origin. The baby picture of universe shows quantum fingerprints, probability distributions, Gaussian fluctuations, exactly as quantum mechanics predicts. The universe is quantum, even at largest scales, even visibly. Randomness creates structure. Invisibility creates visibility. Uncertainty creates certainty. Through amplification, through time, through gravity. Primordial gravitational waves might exist. From inflation itself. Space expanding creates gravitational waves, ripples in space-time. These waves affect CMB polarization, in specific pattern, B-mode polarization. In 2014, BICEP2 claimed detection, excitement, headlines, then retracted, turned out to be dust, galactic foreground, still searching, more carefully. If found, direct proof of inflation, of quantum gravity effects. The invisible universe, leaving marks, invisible light, from the beginning. We're learning to read signatures of what can't be seen by what can. Asterisk, asterisk. The quantum to classical transition is mysterious. How does quantum become classical? Superposition becomes definite. Probability becomes certainty. Decoherence explains it, partially. Interactions with environment, but doesn't fully solve measurement problem. Why particular outcome? Many worlds says all outcomes happen. Copenhagen interpretation says wave function collapses. Others propose objective reduction, spontaneous collapse above certain scale. We don't know. The invisible quantum realm becomes visible classical world. Somehow the boundary is fuzzy, contested. Your perception emerges from quantum foam. Through process not fully understood, the invisible becomes visible. Through observation, through interaction, through mystery still unsolved. Vacuum decay is a theoretical threat. The vacuum might not be stable, could be metastable. False vacuum. True vacuum lies lower in energy. If quantum tunneling occurs, a bubble of true vacuum forms, expands at light speed, consuming universe. Inside bubble, different physics, different constants, different laws, atoms, unstable, collapse, everything destroyed. But this is speculative. Maybe vacuum is stable, maybe metastable, but long-lived, lifetime longer than 10,100 years, effectively eternal. The invisible universe might be temporary, waiting to decay into something else, more stable, more final, or not. We don't know. Probably won't happen, but maybe. The invisible future holds invisible dangers. The multiverse might exist, many universes, not just parallel worlds, different regions of space, with different constants, different laws, created by eternal inflation. Inflation never stops globally, just locally, creating pocket universes, each with random properties, most inhospitable to life. Wrong constants, no structure, but some, like ours, just right. Anthropic principle. We exist in compatible universe, because incompatible ones have no observers. This is controversial. not testable, not falsifiable yet, but mathematically consistent. The invisible universe might be tiny fraction of much larger multiverse, forever invisible, forever separate. Each universe an island, an infinite sea. Asterisk, asterisk. Black holes are invisible by definition. Light can't escape. Event horizon marks boundary, point of no return. Inside, unknown. General relativity predicts singularity, infinite density. But quantum mechanics must matter at small scales. We don't have quantum gravity theory. String theory tries. Loop quantum gravity tries. But unproven, incomplete. What's inside black hole? Information preserved. Destroyed. Space and time swap. Everything becomes time-like. Falling toward center. Unavoidably, black holes are ultimate invisibility. Even more than dark matter, dark energy. They're cut off from universe, causally separated forever, unless they evaporate. Eventually, asterisk, asterisk. The black hole information paradox remains unsolved. Information falls in, seems lost forever. But quantum mechanics says information never lost. Black hole evaporates. Through Hawking radiation, thermal, random. Where's the information? 3 proposals. Information destroyed violates quantum mechanics. Information escapes, gradually requires, mechanism unknown. Information stored at horizon holographic principle. None proven. This tiny issue reveals huge gap in our understanding. Quantum mechanics and general relativity conflict at black hole horizons. The invisible universe hides contradictions in our theories, forcing us to find deeper truth. Asterisk, asterisk. Wormholes might connect distant points, shortcuts through space-time, solutions to Einstein's equations, mathematically valid, but require exotic matter. Negative energy density. We've never observed negative energy. Macroscopically, quantum fields have negative energy regions. Casimir effect, but not enough, not controllable. Wormholes, probably unstable. Collapse before anything passes through, unless held open somehow, with exotic matter or quantum effects. We don't know how. The invisible universe might have tunnels, connecting faraway places, but closed, inaccessible. Or maybe not, maybe somewhere, somewhen, a bridge exists, invisible, waiting. White holes are time-reversed black holes. Mathematically, matter and light pour out. Nothing enters. Do they exist? Never observed. Might have existed early in universe, from Big Bang singularity. Or might be impossible. For thermodynamic reasons, black holes increase entropy. White holes decrease it. Violates second law, unless carefully constructed. The invisible universe might contain time-reversed objects, impossible objects, or might forbid them. Physics draws boundaries. Some things mathematically possible, but physically forbidden. Nature selects from infinite possibility, finite actuality. The Penrose diagram maps space-time, including invisible regions, inside black holes, beyond horizons, all represented geometrically. Time runs upward, space sideways. Light moves at 45 degrees. The entire universe, history, on single diagram, past, present, future, all visible to mathematician, but most regions inaccessible, causally disconnected. Light cones don't intersect. The diagram shows what exists, but can't be reached, can't be seen. The invisible universe, made visible on paper, through abstraction, through mathematics. Reality extends beyond experience, provably, geometrically. Conformal cyclic cosmology proposes endless cycles. Penrose's idea. Universe expands forever, cools, empties, all particles decay, only radiation remains, infinite future. But massless universe has no time, conformally equivalent to Big Bang. Next cycle begins. From previous cycles, infinite future, eternal return, but not repetition. Each cycle different. Evidence might exist. Circular patterns in CMB from previous cycles, black holes, controversial, disputed, but fascinating. The invisible future might become invisible past of next universe. Cycles of invisibility forever. The arrow of time comes from entropy, disorder increasing. Second law of thermodynamics applies macroscopically. But why? Why did entropy start low at Big Bang? We don't know. Initial conditions, unexplained, maybe anthropic. Only low entropy start allows life. Observers, maybe inflation, creating smooth low entropy beginning. Time's direction is statistical, emergent, not fundamental. Microscopic physics is time reversible, but macroscopic isn't. The invisible arrow points from past to future because of invisible initial conditions we don't understand. Boltzmann brains are statistical nightmare. In eternal universe, random fluctuations eventually create anything, including conscious brains just appearing with false memories for one moment in far future. Vastly more Boltzmann brains than evolved brains. Statistically, if you're typical observer, you're probably Boltzmann brain about to dissolve. This is absurd, but mathematically follows. From eternal universe plus thermodynamics, solution, universe isn't eternal, or observers aren't typical, or something wrong with reasoning. The invisible universe creates paradoxes when extrapolated to infinity, to eternity. Some problems have no resolution, just limits to thinking. Simulation hypothesis suggests we're simulated. In advanced civilization's computer, invisible code, creating visible reality. If simulation's possible, and civilizations create many, then vastly more simulated beings than real ones. Statistically, we're probably simulated, but this is unfalsifiable, can't test, can't disprove. Not science, philosophy, interesting thought, experiment. The invisible universe might be algorithm, digital, computed, or might be substrate independent, patterns mattering, not medium, or might be truly physical. From inside, the observer effect is often misunderstood. Observation doesn't require consciousness, just interaction with environment, with apparatus, photon measuring electron position. That's observation. Collapses, wave function, no human needed, no awareness required. Universe observes itself constantly through interactions. Consciousness might emerge from quantum effects, or might not, debated, but quantum mechanics doesn't need consciousness. The invisible universe measures itself, collapses itself, creates definite reality from indefinite possibility without anyone watching. Interaction is enough. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum entanglement has been tested over distance. Experimentally verified. Particles separated by 1,200 kilometers, still correlated, instantly, measured in satellites, ground stations. No signal passes between them, no light, no particle, yet they remain connected. Measure one, no, the other. Faster than light. No information transmitted, can't send messages. But connection exists, invisible, non-local. Einstein was wrong about this. Spooky action is real. The universe doesn't care about distance. At quantum level, separation is illusion. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum cryptography uses entanglement for unbreakable codes. Send entangled particles to two locations. Anyone intercepting them collapses superposition, detected immediately. No perfect eavesdropping. Quantum physics guarantees security, not mathematical complexity. Fundamental physics. Banks are starting to use it. Governments, too. The invisible universe protecting secrets through quantum correlation, through non-locality. What seems abstract becomes practical when engineered carefully. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum teleportation is real. Not like Star Trek. Can't teleport matter, but can teleport quantum states. Information about a particle from one location to another. Using entanglement and classical communication. The original state is destroyed, appears elsewhere. No violation of physics. No faster than light travel. But information moves invisibly through quantum channel, achieved in laboratories, over increasing distances. The invisible universe allows strange transfers, not material, but informational. Pattern without substance. Asterisk, asterisk. Quantum sensing detects tiny signals, gravitational waves, magnetic fields, using quantum superposition. Multiple states probe reality simultaneously, more sensitive than classical sensors, by factors of thousands. Quantum magnetometers detect brain activity more precisely than any classical device. Quantum clocks measure time, accurate to 10 to 18 seconds, 1 second error every 30 billion years. These are tools, using invisibility, harnessing uncertainty to see better, measure better. The invisible enhances the visible. Quantum biology is emerging field. Life might use quantum effects. Photosynthesis is suspiciously efficient. Nearly 100% energy transfer. Classical physics can't explain it, but quantum coherence can. Electrons in superposition, testing all paths simultaneously, finding optimal route in warm, wet, noisy environment where quantum effects should collapse, yet they persist. Milliseconds, long enough. Birds might use quantum effects for magnetic navigation. Cryptochromes in their eyes, quantum entanglement in living tissue. Guiding migration, the invisible universe, operating in biology, in you, perhaps. Asterisk, asterisk. Your sense of smell might be quantum. Controversial theory. Molecules vibrate at specific frequencies. Your nose might detect quantum vibrations, not just molecular shape, but quantum resonance. Electrons tunneling in receptors, sensitive to vibrational modes. This explains why similar shapes smell different. Different vibrations, different smells, not proven conclusively, but evidence mounting. You might be quantum sensor, detecting invisible molecular music. With every breath, every scent, the invisible made perceptible through quantum biology. Asterisk, asterisk. Consciousness might be quantum. Penrose-Hameroff theory. Microtubules in neurons might sustain quantum coherence. Orchestrated objective reduction. Quantum states collapsing, creating conscious moments. This is speculative, hotly debated. Most neuroscientists skeptical, but some take it seriously. Maybe consciousness requires quantum effects, non-computability, or maybe not. Maybe classical neurons sufficient. The invisible nature of consciousness might be quantum, or might be classical complexity. We don't know. Subjective experience remains mysterious, whether quantum or not. Asterisk, asterisk. The measurement problem has no consensus solution. How does quantum become classical? Many interpretations exist. Copenhagen, many worlds, pilot wave, objective collapse, relational, consistent histories, all mathematically equivalent for predictions, but philosophically different, ontologically different. What's real, what exists, depends on interpretation. Most physicists use Copenhagen pragmatically, but don't believe it philosophically. The invisible universe interpreted many ways, all consistent with observation, but only one true, maybe. Or maybe interpretation doesn't matter, only predictions do. Pilot wave theory makes quantum deterministic. Bohm's interpretation: particles have definite positions, always guided by quantum wave. Wave is real, physical. Pilot wave, guiding particle trajectory. Why does it look probabilistic? We don't know. Initial conditions, precisely enough. Hidden variables. This interpretation is deterministic, but local changes anywhere affect everywhere, instantly, through pilot wave. The invisible universe might be clockwork, hidden beneath quantum uncertainty, or might not. No experiment distinguishes interpretations. They're equivalent observationally, but not conceptually. Asterisk, asterisk. The Aharonov-Bohm effect shows potentials are real, not just fields. Electromagnetic potential affects particles, even where field is zero. Electron passes around solenoid. No magnetic field along its path, but potential exists. Creates phase shift, observable interference pattern. The invisible potential is physical, not just mathematical tool. This shocked physicists. 1959 discovery. Invisible influences visible outcome through invisible intermediary layers of invisibility, creating visible effects. Casimir effect creates force from nothing to metal plates in vacuum, virtual photons in quantum vacuum. Fewer modes fit between plates than outside. Pressure difference pushes plates together. Measurable force from emptiness, from virtual particles. The vacuum is not empty. It has structure, energy, pressure. The invisible exerts real forces, demonstrably, measurably. Nothing is something. In quantum field theory, the Unruh effect makes vacuum temperature dependent on acceleration. Accelerating observer sees thermal radiation from quantum vacuum. Stationary observer sees nothing. Same vacuum, different experience. Temperature is not absolute, depends on motion, on reference frame. Reality is observer dependent. Even temperature, asterisk, asterisk, the invisible universe, changes with perspective, not just appearance, actual physical state. No absolute reality, only relational, relative, contextual. Hawking radiation makes black holes glow, faintly, invisibly, from quantum effects at horizon. Particle pairs, one escapes, one falls in. 4 stellar black holes. Temperature is nanokelvin, much colder than space itself, which has 2.7 Kelvin cmb. So black holes absorb more than they emit. Currently, growing, but in far future, after 10,100 years, when CMB cools below black hole temperature, they'll start evaporating. Invisible process, but inevitable, mathematically. If Hawking is right, black holes aren't eternal. They're slow-burning stars, of a sort, radiating invisibly into even more invisible future. The Bekenstein bound limits information density in any region of space. Maximum information proportional to surface area. not volume, in Planck units, about 1069 bits per square meter. More information creates black hole, gravitational collapse. This suggests holographic principle. Information fundamentally 2D, projected to appear 3D. The universe might be hologram. Seriously, volume is illusion, emergent from surface information. The invisible encoding on invisible boundaries creates visible 3D experience. String theory proposes fundamental strings, not particles, tiny vibrating loops, 10 to 35 meters long. Different vibrations create different particles. Electron, quark, photon, all strings, like musical notes, same string, different frequencies. Strings exist in 10 or 11 dimensions. Extra dimensions, compactified, invisible. This theory unifies forces, quantum gravity, everything, but untested, unprovable with current technology. Strings are invisible by size, smaller than anything we can probe. Theory might be true, or might be beautiful mathematics, not physics. We can't tell, yet asterisk. M theory extends string theory, adds membranes, brains, not just 1D strings, but 2D membranes, higher dimensional objects. Our universe might be a brain. In higher dimensional space, bulk, gravity can leave our brain into bulk, explaining why gravity is weak. It's diluted across extra dimensions. Other brains might exist, parallel universes, physically close, in extra dimensions, but invisible to us. We're stuck on our brain. Asterisk, like flatland beings, on 2D sheet, unaware of 3D space around them. We might be 3D beings, on 3 brain, unaware of higher dimensions, surrounding us, invisibly. The cosmological constant problem is physics' worst prediction. Quantum field theory calculates vacuum energy. Result, 10,120 times too large to match observations. Off by 120 orders of magnitude. Worst prediction ever. Yet dark energy exists, measured precisely, just much smaller than theory predicts. Why? Nobody knows. Maybe supersymmetry cancels most of it, but not perfectly. Maybe anthropic principle. Only small values allow galaxies, stars, life. Maybe we're wrong about quantum vacuum. Fundamentally, the invisible universe reveals our ignorance spectacularly. Supersymmetry predicts partner particles. For every particle, a superpartner. Electron has selectron, quark has squark, photon has photino. Bosons have fermion partners. Fermions have boson partners. These partners should cancel vacuum energy, solve cosmological constant problem, but none have been detected. Large Hadron Collider looked, found nothing. Maybe they're too heavy, beyond our energy reach. Maybe supersymmetry is broken at high energies, or maybe wrong, not in nature. The invisible superpartners might not exist. Despite elegant mathematics, the grand unified theory seeks to unify forces, electromagnetic, weak, and strong. At very high energies, they become one force. This predicts proton decay, very slowly. Lifetime, 1,034 years or more. Experiments watch, tanks of ultra-pure water, waiting for proton to decay. Decades of observation. No decay detected. Limits are tightening. Some gut models ruled out. The invisible future decay might not happen, or might be even slower. Beyond detection, the universe keeps secrets, even from those watching patiently. For decades, centuries, the theory of everything would unify all forces, including gravity, quantum gravity, string theory, attempts it. Loop quantum gravity too, but neither proven, neither tested, may be impossible. Physics might not unify different regimes, different theories, or maybe just beyond our reach, intellectually, technologically. Asterisk, asterisk, the invisible ultimate theory might exist, elegant, beautiful, complete, asterisk, asterisk, or might not exist at all. Reality might be patchwork, not unified. We assume unification because it's beautiful, but universe doesn't care about beauty or our preferences. Quantum field theory is our best theory, most accurate predictions ever. Electron magnetic moment, predicted to 12 decimal places, matches experiment perfectly. Incredible precision. Yet, QFT is probably wrong. At Planck scale, asterisk, asterisk breaks down. Infinities appear. Renormalization fixes them, mathematically, but feels like cheating. The theory works brilliantly, but we don't understand why. Fully, the invisible structure of reality, described mathematically, but not understood deeply. Intuitively, we calculate, we don't comprehend. Renormalization removes infinities. In quantum field theory, particle interacts with its own field. Self-energy diverges, infinite. But we only measure finite values, experimentally. So subtract infinities, carefully, systematically. What's left matches reality, perfectly, but conceptually disturbing. Subtracting infinity from infinity. Most physicists accept it. Pragmatically, it works, but some seek deeper theory. Without infinities, without renormalization, the invisible infinities, removed by prescription, not understanding. Effectiveness without explanation. The fine structure constant is dimensionless. About 1/137th characterizes electromagnetic strength. No theory predicts its value. It just is, measured, not derived. Numerology surrounds it. Why 137? Coincidence, deep meaning, anthropic necessity. Nobody knows. Feynman called it mystery. All good theoretical physicists worry about it, he said. Asterisk, asterisk, the invisible number. Governing electromagnetism, quantum behavior, atomic structure, arbitrary or inevitable. The universe built on invisible constants, values given, not explained. Physical constants might vary across space, over time. Fine structure, constant, might have been different. In early universe, some quasar observations suggest it, weakly, controversially. Most physicists skeptical, but some take it seriously. Asterisk, asterisk, if constants vary. Physics is local, temporary. Asterisk, asterisk, not universal, not eternal. Asterisk, asterisk, the invisible rules might be flexible, changeable. What seems fundamental might be contingent, evolved, adapted. Naturalism extended to laws themselves. The multiverse might have varying constants, each universe different. String theory allows 10,500 different configurations. The landscape, each one a possible universe, with different particles, forces, constants, most inhospitable, unstable, no structure, but some just right, like ours. We exist in compatible one, anthropic selection. This is controversial, not testable, but explains fine-tuning, why constants seem designed. Asterisk, asterisk, not design, just selection bias. Among infinite possibilities, the invisible multiverse, making our universe unremarkable, just one among countless others. Eternal inflation creates multiverse. Inflation never ends. Asterisk, asterisk, globally, only locally. pocket universes form, stop inflating. But space between keeps inflating forever, exponentially, creating infinite pocket universes, each disconnected, each independent, different properties, different physics. This is mathematical consequence of inflation plus quantum fields. Most cosmologists accept it as possibility, some as likelihood. The invisible universe, reproducing endlessly, creating infinite diversity. We see one pocket, one instant, one set of rules, thinking it's everything. It's not maybe. The anthropic principle observes selection bias. We exist in universe compatible with existence. Obviously, tautologically, can't exist in incompatible one. So apparent fine-tuning might be selection effect. No design needed, just countless attempts. Most fail, some succeed. We're in successful one. This is weak anthropic principle, uncontroversial. Strong version says, universe must create observers. More controversial, teleological. Most scientists favor weak version. Explanation without purpose, selection without selector. The invisible sorting among possibilities creates what appears designed, but isn't. The Fermi paradox asks, where are aliens? Universe is vast, old, billions of planets, many Earth-like. Intelligence should have evolved somewhere, multiple times. Advanced civilizations should exist, some millions of years older than us. They should have colonized galaxy, or be detectable by signals, megastructures. But we see nothing, hear nothing. The great silence. Why? Maybe life is rare. Maybe intelligence is rare. Maybe civilizations self-destruct. Maybe they're quiet, hiding, invisible, deliberately, or maybe wrong about something fundamental. The invisible aliens, absent or hidden, either way, invisible, either way, puzzling. Dark forest theory suggests cosmic paranoia. Liu Cixin's idea. Civilizations hide. Deliberately, broadcasting location is dangerous. Hostile civilizations might exist. Better to stay invisible. Listen, never transmit. This explains Fermi paradox. Everyone hiding from everyone else. Universe full of civilizations, all silent, all invisible, all watching in darkness. Like hunters in dark forest. This is speculative, pessimistic, but possible. The invisible universe might be full of invisible watchers, staying quiet, staying safe, never reaching out, never revealing. SETI listens for alien signals, has for decades. Radio telescopes, scanning frequencies, looking for patterns, intelligence. So far, silence or noise, nothing clearly artificial. The WOW signal in 1977, brief, never repeated, unexplained. Maybe aliens, maybe natural, we don't know. CT continues, expanding, more sensitive, but finding nothing. The invisible universe might contain signals we haven't recognized, or might be empty, lonely, just us, among trillions of stars, the only voices in vast silence. The Drake equation estimates civilizations in our galaxy. Number depends on factors: star formation rate, fraction with planets, fraction habitable, fraction developing life, intelligence, technology, fraction surviving long. Multiply them together, get estimate. But uncertainties are huge. Most factors unknown. Result ranges from 1 to millions. We're either alone or crowded. Both possibilities humbling. The invisible truth about alien life, unknown, awaiting discovery, or forever absent. Either way, profound. Technosignatures might reveal civilizations, megastructures, Dyson, spheres, artifacts, pollution, atmospheric composition, industrial chemicals, waste heat from energy use, infrared signatures, laser signals, deliberate or accidental, all potentially detectable. Astronomers are starting to look systematically, surveying nearby stars for anomalies, signatures. The invisible civilizations might leave visible marks on their environments. We're learning to recognize what to look for. Proxima Centauri b might harbor life, closest exoplanet, 4.2 light-years away, inhabitable zone, right temperature for water, but invisible to us. Can't see it directly, only infer it from stars' wobble, gravitational tug. It might have oceans, atmosphere, life, or might be barren, radiation blasted, dead. We won't know until we send probes, or better telescopes. The invisible neighbor, so close, for light years, yet unreachable, unknown, maybe inhabited, maybe empty, either way invisible. For now, starlight takes time to reach us. We see the past, not present. Proxima Centauri's light is 4.2 years old. When it reaches your eye, Betelgeuse's light is 700 years old. From medieval times, Andromeda Galaxy's light is 2.5 million years old. From before humans existed. Looking out is looking back. The universe is a time machine. Everything you see is memory, not current reality. The invisible present can never be seen. Only past, only light that already traveled across invisible distances, through invisible time. Asterisk, asterisk. The speed of light is the speed of causality. Not just light, everything, information, influence, cause and effect, can't travel faster than light. This creates isolation, causal disconnection. Events too far apart can't affect each other. The universe is fragmented into causally connected regions. Beyond that, invisible, not just visually, causally, no interaction possible, ever. The invisible boundaries drawn by light speed, creating islands of causality, in ocean of disconnection. Faster than light travel seems impossible, would violate causality, allow time travel. Physics forbids it, probably, but wormholes might allow shortcuts through space-time, not through space. Alcubierre Drive proposes warping space, contracting ahead, expanding behind. Ship doesn't move, space moves, but requires exotic matter, negative energy, probably impossible, but mathematically consistent. The invisible future might hold surprises, loopholes, or might be impossible forever. Speed limit enforced by universe itself. The holographic principle states reality is 2D. Information on boundaries, like hologram, appears 3D, but encoded on 2D surface. This comes from black hole thermodynamics. Entropy proportional to area, not volume, suggests information fundamental is 2D. Universe is projection from distant boundary or event horizons. We experience depth, but its illusion, emergent. The invisible encoding creates visible 3D world. Your three-dimensional experience might be shadow, projection from invisible to D information. Loop quantum gravity quantizes space itself, not continuous, discrete, smallest unit, Planck length, 10 to 35 meters. Space is grainy at smallest scales, like pixels, but 3D. Quantum geometry, area and volume quantized, come in discrete units. This predicts Big Bang wasn't singularity, but big bounce. Universe contracting, reaching minimum size, bouncing back, expanding before our universe. Another universe, contracting, invisible cycle, continues forever. each bounce invisible to next iteration. The Big Bounce resolves singularity problem. In some theories, quantum effects prevent infinite density. At Planck's scale, repulsive force emerges. Gravity becomes repulsive. Briefly, universe bounces from contraction to expansion. Before our Big Bang, another universe with its own history, galaxies, maybe life, all compressed, then rebounded into our universe. The invisible past, before time began, for us, might have been ending of previous cycle, the universe eternal, but in cycles, not continuous. Imaginary time makes singularities disappear. Stephen Hawking's proposal. Use imaginary numbers for time, mathematically. Singularity becomes smooth point, like Earth's pole, no edge, no boundary, no beginning, just geometry, curved, smooth. This is speculative, mathematical trick, or deep truth. But in imaginary time, universe has no creation moment, just exists, requiring impossible numbers, creating visible cosmos from imaginary foundation. Asterisk, asterisk. Time might be emergent, not fundamental. Arising from timeless quantum state, entanglement creates time. In Wheeler-DeWitt equation, universe is timeless. No preferred moment. Entanglement between subsystems creates experience of time, illusion, but consistent. The invisible timelessness, underlying temporal flow. You experience sequence, but fundamentally, all moments coexist, past, present, future, equally real, equally present. Only your consciousness moves through them, creating illusion of flow. Asterisk, asterisk. Consciousness remains deeply mysterious. Hard problem. Why does experience exist? Why qualia? Why does it feel like something to be you? Functionalism says behavior defines mind. Chinese room argues against it. Integrated information theory says consciousness is information integration, but doesn't explain why. Panpsychism says consciousness is fundamental, like mass or charge. All approaches struggle with invisible subjective experience. Science studies correlates brain activity, behavior, but not experience itself, that remains invisible, private, inaccessible. Asterisk, asterisk. Your consciousness is invisible to others, and theirs to you. You only experience your own. Infer others from behavior, but can't see, can't measure their subjective experience. Philosophical zombies, theoretically possible, behaving human, without experience. Lights on, nobody home, probably don't exist, but can't be ruled out. Logically, other minds problem. You assume others conscious, like you, but can't prove it. The invisible interiors of other people, forever closed. You live in your experience, alone, assuming companionship, in invisible realms. Asterisk, asterisk. Free will might be illusion, neuroscience suggests. Decisions made unconsciously before conscious awareness. Libert's experiments. Brain activity precedes choice by half a second. Are you deciding or rationalizing after fact? But some argue awareness itself matters, can veto decisions, or that unconscious is still you, not separate. Asterisk, asterisk. Free will debates. Invisible process of decision-making. Asterisk, asterisk. You feel agency, experience choice, but mechanics remain invisible, contested, perhaps illusory, perhaps real in different way than seems. The present moment is invisible, can't measure it. How long is now? milliseconds, seconds. Perception takes time. Processing delays. You experience the past slightly, always. True present is infinitesimally brief. Zero duration. Past is memory. Future is prediction. Present is ... What? Transition point. Between them, invisible, immeasurable, yet where you live, constantly, in eternal now that can't be found, can't be defined. The invisible moment you inhabit forever. Your thoughts are invisible, obviously, but profoundly private mental life, internal monologue nobody else hears unless you speak, write, express outwardly, but inner experience remains yours alone. You can lie about it, hide it, misrepresent it, or remain silent. Keep everything private. The invisible interior of every person, vast, complex, secret, while invisible worlds remain separate, never truly touching. Asterisk, memory is reconstructive, not playback. Each recall rewrites memory, slightly, subtly. False memories feel real, indistinguishable from true ones. Subjectively, internally, you trust your memory, but shouldn't, fully. It's creative, adaptive, not archive. The invisible past, as you remember it, might not have happened. Not lying, not exactly, just misremembering. Confidently, sincerely, your history is partly fiction, woven from fragments, filled with guesses, presented as truth to yourself. Asterisk, asterisk. Dreams are invisible realities, experienced but not recorded. You forget most dreams. Minutes after waking, ephemeral, private. Nobody can see them, only hear descriptions. After the fact, but during dream, fully real. To you, emotionally, experientially, the invisible nightly theater, playing for audience of one, creating realities, dissolving at dawn, leaving traces, sometimes, usually nothing. Third of life spent in invisible worlds, personal, strange, immediately forgotten. The unconscious mind is vast, larger than conscious, processing constantly, invisibly, filtering sensory input, controlling body functions, generating emotions, motivations. You become aware of results only, decisions already made, feelings already felt. The invisible majority of mental activity running in background. You are iceberg. Tip visible, conscious, bulk submerged, invisible, but actively shaping everything you experience. Every choice you make. Asterisk, asterisk. 90% of genetic information is dormant. Junk DNA, supposedly, but might have hidden functions. Regulatory, structural, or might be remnants. Viral insertions, evolutionary debris. You carry invisible instructions in every cell, never expressed, potential never realized, unless mutation activates, or environmental trigger. The invisible blueprint, containing roads not taken, possibilities unexplored, sleeping in your genome throughout your life. Asterisk, asterisk. Most of your body is invisible to yourself. Internal organs working constantly, heart beating, lungs breathing, without conscious control, without awareness, nerves firing, hormones circulating. You can't see, can't feel most of yourself. Only surface, only some signals, pain, hunger, exhaustion, but not the mechanisms, invisible operations, keeping you alive every second. Without asking, without acknowledgement, the invisible majority of your physical being. Most of your body is not human genetically. Microbiome, trillions of bacteria in gut, on skin, more bacterial cells than human cells in your body. They're invisible, microscopic, but essential. Digesting food, producing vitamins, training immune system, your ecosystem, not individual, composite being, human and microbial, the invisible inhabitants, making you possible. You wouldn't survive without them, yet you never see them, never thank them. Asterisk, asterisk. Most of reality is invisible. Dark matter, dark energy, quantum fields, virtual particles, extra dimensions, possibly, times, flow, consciousness, other minds, thoughts, memories, dreams, the unconscious microbiome, past and future, present moment itself, invisible, all of it. What you see is minority, tiny fraction, 5% of universe, surface of experience. The rest, hidden, implied, inferred. You navigate mostly blindly, trusting instruments, mathematics, assumptions. The invisible universe is most of universe. Yet you persist, despite not seeing, despite not knowing. You live, you experience, you find meaning. Invisible fragments, beauty in small things, connection in rare moments, love, joy, wonder, even when 95% remains hidden. You don't need to see everything to appreciate something. The invisible enhances the visible. By contrast, by mystery, asterisk, asterisk. Mystery is not enemy, it's gift. Not knowing leaves room for discovery, wonder, imagination, hope. If we knew everything, saw everything, no surprise, no journey, just catalog, complete, final. But the invisible universe preserves mystery, guarantees wonder forever. Each discovery reveals more questions, deeper mysteries. The more we learn, the more we realize how much remains invisible. You are part of this, the invisible universe, made of quantum fields, ripples in space-time. Dark energy expands around you. Dark matter passes through you. Your temporary pattern in flowing reality, consciousness emerging briefly from invisible processes, then dissolving back into invisibility. But right now, for this moment, you are aware, experiencing the miracle of being among infinite invisibility. Tonight, let that comfort you. You don't need to understand, don't need to see everything. You're allowed to rest in uncertainty, in mystery. The universe doesn't demand your comprehension, just your presence, your experience. Let the invisible hold you. Dark matters, gravity, time's flow, quantum uncertainty, all working invisibly to maintain this moment, this breath, this consciousness. Close your eyes now if you haven't already. The visible world fades, darkness inside, outside, but the invisible universe continues. Quantum fields fluctuate, virtual particles dance, dark energy pushes galaxies apart. Your body repairs itself invisibly, perfectly. Your unconscious processes, memories, emotions, integration, healing, sleep itself is invisible work. You're part of vast invisible cosmos, connected through quantum entanglement, through gravity, through space itself. Atoms in your body were forged in stars billions of years ago. Your temporary assembly of ancient materials, borrowed from universe, briefly aware, soon to return to invisibility. But not yet. Tonight, you rest, you sleep, you dream. The invisible universe asks nothing, expects nothing, just is. Vast, patient, mysterious. You can't see it, can't touch it, can't fully understand it, but you're part of it, inseparably, fundamentally. Your consciousness, rising from quantum foam. Your matter, held by dark matter. Your space, expanding with dark energy. You are universe, experiencing itself, briefly, locally, asterisk, asterisk. Let go now of need to see, to know. Let the invisible cradle you. You've always been held by forces unseen. Gravity, time, love, hidden structure, supporting visible life. You don't need to understand, just rest in mystery, in darkness. The visible world can wait till morning. Tonight belong to invisibility. Thank you for journeying through hidden cosmos, through quantum realms, dark matter halos, extra dimensions, timeless moments. You've explored what can't be seen, considered what can't be known, found wonder in absence, beauty in mystery. The invisible universe has shown you its secrets, or rather, its secret, that secrets remain forever, and that's okay. Sleep now. Let your consciousness fade into unconscious, into dreams, into invisible nightly realm. Your body continues its invisible work, cells dividing, proteins folding, memories consolidating, immune system patrolling, all without you, all invisibly. Trust the process. The invisible knows what to do. Tomorrow, the visible world returns. Sunlight, color, form. But remember, tonight, the invisible majority, supporting, sustaining, surrounding, asterisk, everything you see, you'll see differently, with awareness of what's hidden, what makes it possible, what makes it real. The invisible universe breathes through you. Quantum fields in every atom, dark matter in every galaxy, dark energy in every space, consciousness in every moment, mystery in every question, wonder in every discovery. You are not separate from cosmic invisibility. You are expression, manifestation, brief, visible ripple in infinite, invisible ocean. Rest now. You've earned it. Carried visible body through visible day. Now release into invisible night. Let the hidden universe hold you, as it always has, as it always will. You are safe in the darkness, in the mystery, in the vast invisible. That is most of reality. Good night, dear traveler. May the invisible cradle you gently. May quantum fields support your atoms. May dark matter anchor your dreams. May dark energy give you space. May time flow slowly around you. You are part of everything, visible and invisible, known and unknown, mystery and wonder. Rest in that, sleep in that. The invisible universe says good night through me to you. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, let go of seeing, of knowing, just be. Invisible consciousness, in invisible cosmos, resting. Finally, good night, good night.